the White House confirms First Lady Jill Biden will go to the opening ceremony in Tokyo. The announcement comes as Tokyo enters into a new state of emergency over a rise in coronavirus cases. The White House sent a team to Tokyo to determine the safety and feasibility of the First Lady's visit. President Joe Biden will not be going, but the White House press secretary says the president fully supports U.S. athletes traveling to Tokyo despite the increase in COVID cases.